How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man?
Colony before they claimed their independence after World War II.
The French controlled Vietnam up until the Vietnamese wanted freedom from them. This started the First Indochina War.
Eventually, the Vietnamese had driven the French out of Vietnam, thus claiming their independence.
The project got started planning with Ms. Lederer, talking about what we wanted to do for the Vietnam War, and I encouraged her to try any piece of technology or anything she wanted to do. She decided she wanted to work with iMovie. I had worked with it previously, so it wound up to be a good fit.
So introduce her, because we don't know who she is.
Okay, this is Star Lederer, student teacher from SUNY New Paltz.
Okay. And also around the table we have Beth Green, librarian, library media specialist.
The project proceeded. We did a lot of advanced planning for the project. We knew we wanted to focus on the Vietnam War and the impact of television and what that had on the Vietnam War. So when we started planning out this documentary project, we started putting a lot of things in place. We organized a video conference with the Museum of Television and Radio at the Paley Center to try and bring in some resources to show the students what documentary filmmaking is like and the impact of television on the Vietnam War, so it could focus them in on their documentary. We also brought in Ms. Green to give lessons on using databases and different resources for gathering the primary source material.
So Beth, tell us about your involvement. What, just how did it go? What did you think?
I came into Dan's classroom for an entire day and demonstrated a couple of the databases that we subscribe to, one being ProQuest SIRS Decades, that allows the kids to actually visually be able to interact with primary source documents from various decades of the 20th century. We looked at that. We also previewed a snippet from a documentary that was produced on HBO, Letters Home.
So from your point of view, in your job, how did this go for you? How did this work for you?
I enjoyed it a great deal. I think showing the kids the databases, because we don't generally see the databases being used all that much. It's always, let's go to a book, let's go to a print source, let's see what we have right at hand, and to be able to demonstrate that to them, I think was a lot better.
Great. Now, Star, you're a student teacher, so from your perspective, how did the project go?
Well, at first I was very excited and very optimistic, and then that first day when they all just kind of looked at me like I was insane was very discouraging. But after a while, it was working with them and showing them different methods and constantly reminding them and showing them different. Now it's great, and it was a great way to, I got to know all of the kids on a different level and have, I think, a much better relationship with all of them, because now they look at me as more, I spend more time with them and have individually talked with probably every single student.
So it was different for them, a little different learning environment. So you said you were a little surprised. They were a little surprised.
Yeah.
They didn't quite know what to make of it.
Yeah, I don't think that they, and a lot of times in school I feel like we just tell them the information, and this was they had to do it on their own. They had to go find the videos and find the pictures and figure out how they were going to basically teach their clip to someone, so they had to become the teacher.
So the assessment part of this, because this is a new idea here, video, documentary. Dan, talk about the way it's assessed a little bit.
Well, it's assessed at the end. It's also assessed during the entire project. We didn't just give them the computers and teach them iMovie and say, all right, make a movie. We had benchmarks along the way. They had to have a script that received a certain number of points on the rubric in order to proceed into iMovie. They had to submit a storyboard that had to, be at least a certain number of points on a rubric before going into iMovie. So we have those benchmarks along the way to show that they're actually fully prepared to teach their section of the Vietnam War rather than just gathering images and videos.
Can I ask you a question? Can you describe what you're working on right now?
We're working on the Americans' reaction on the home front, and we are putting together the slideshow right now.
Slideshow?
Well, yeah, plus some videos and stuff, because the students go and put in all the pictures.
So what is the end result of this project you're working on?
Well, yeah, that too. But we're gonna be putting together like a 1.5-minute video of pictures of all different protests, anti-war and pro-war. Some battle scenes and stuff of like what's Americans are seeing, and a few pictures of the president's wall. There's a script being read of some information from what Americans felt.
Very nice. What is your favorite part of this project?
Using a Mac.
You?
Yeah, the Macs.
Why is that?
Because they're awesome. They're so high tech.
What's your least favorite part of this project? You can be honest. It's okay.
I don't know. I like it.
I like it all.
It's better than working in the classroom, sort of.
So, how did you guys make your video clip?
First, we did the storyboard to help plan how we're going to lay everything out. And then Alana wrote our scripts while me and Matt looked up photos. And
Alana did a good job with the script.
well, thank you. Appreciate it.
And what we did was we gave each other sections, so one person's not talking, it's all three of us. Okay. Too close. And
basically, we just really
put it all in order.
Yeah. For the script, we mainly just described each box into like 2 or 3 sentences, basically, to describe what we're talking about.
Did you find the storyboard helpful?
Yes.
Very.
We found the pictures that were all needed for this, and some of them are really good.
So which topic were you guys?
We were
the life of American soldiers in Vietnam.
Interesting. Well, let's take a look at your iMovie really quick.
I do not know how to open it. Do not know.
There it is. There's all there.
So there's those assessments along the way, and then we have the rubrics to cover the teamwork aspect and the actual clip. So they're being assessed on a variety of different areas. And what's great is there'll be one product for each class when it's done. So it's not a bunch of individual assignments. Each group's clip is then put in together by another group to create one class documentary covering from the French Indochina War all the way to the fall of Saigon in 1975.
So this took a considerable amount of class time to do the project, so talk a little bit about that, because people would want to know.
I said probably just under
a week and a half.
A week and a half to do the project fully. We taught the basis of the Vietnam War. We gave them all the fundamentals through timelines, through different activities, and the project itself from beginning to its end will be less than a week and a half. So not a considerable amount of class time, just I think well used class time.